In Jurassic World Dominion, we were introduced to the Giganotosaurus, which is described in the movie as
biggest carnivore the world has ever seen.
Except for the fact that it's not, but whatever. Now, the Giganotosaurus is supposed to be this big bad dinosaur villain for Jurassic World Dominion. This bloodthirsty Goliath that puts even the T-Rex to shame and has such a twisted mentality. It's pretty much the dinosaur equivalent of the Joker with how it likes to watch the world burn. Yeah, it's pretty obvious from the way they were setting it up and even the way the director describing it as the Joker. It's pretty obvious that they wanted the Gaga to basically be Indominus Rex 2.0. And considering how much money Jurassic World made, yeah, it's easy to see why. But what I don't think the filmmakers understood going into this is that the Indominus Rex had certain qualities about it that made it a terrifying and memorable villain that the Giganotosaurus does not. And so it just ends up being another dinosaur for the T-Rex to fight. And that's what we'll be looking at in this video. Now, side note, this video will only be looking at which dinosaur made the more compelling villain in their own separate movies, not who would win in a fight. That has already been done by plenty of other people anyway. And also, as if it wasn't obvious enough already, spoilers for Jurassic World Dominion. From the beginning, the Indominus Rex was never a real dinosaur. It was a genetic hybrid created in a lab so the park can boost ticket sales. So there was always this sense of mystery as to what the Indominus Rex was actually made out of, which was very interesting. And the fact that not even the characters in the movie truly knew what went into the creation of the Indominus. In fact, only a few handful of scientists that actually worked on it directly truly knew what the Indominus was made out of, only added more fuel to the fire.
So what's this thing made of?
The base genome is a T-Rex, the rest is classified.
You made a new dinosaur, but you don't even know what it is?
Now this alone already gave the Indominus this unsettling feeling about it because it's something unknown. We humans by default are hardwired to fear the unknown because you just don't know what's going to happen, right? In fact, this is why a lot of people are scared of the dark, for example. The fact that you're surrounded by complete darkness with no idea what could be out there or what could lash out at you is very unnerving to most people, and the Indominus gave off a similar vibe. And this, coupled with the fact that it wasn't really shown for a good portion of the movie, always had your heart racing so you could find out what the hell this thing actually is. Now, to be fair, just because it's unknown doesn't inherently make it a villain. After all, there are plenty of animals in our world that aren't quite as well known, but it doesn't necessarily make them evil or villainous, we just don't know that much about them. So up until this point in the movie, you could make the argument that the Indominus was just a scared and confused animal, and so it lashed out at everything that it perceived as a threat, right? That is, until this fucking scene.
It didn't eat him. It's killing for sport.
This scene, which revealed that the Indominus wasn't really killing for food or for its own survival, it was killing because it enjoyed it, did a really good job at turning the audience against the Indominus because now it's no longer behaving like an animal, it's behaving like a serial killer. No animal, dinosaur or otherwise, is going to waste its time and energy harming or killing something else if it doesn't benefit it in the long run. If we look at the Giga, however, it doesn't really have anything like that. In fact, throughout the movie, we see it doing things that are very animalistic in nature. We see it scavenging for food, fighting over territory, running away with the other dinosaurs when there's a massive forest fire. You know, all of these things that any animal would do, right? Now that's all good and well if you're making a documentary style movie, but if you wanted to be this big main villain for your movie, portraying it as a normal animal actually goes against the movie's benefit because now that feeling of unknown is gone. It's doing things that are completely natural to us and so we have no reason to fear it. Now, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not saying that a Giganotosaurus is not scary. In fact, if dinosaurs were to somehow come back to life in our world and I ran into a Giga, I'd probably be shitting bricks. But at the end of the day, ask yourself this. Which would you be more scared of? An animal that needs to eat to survive or otherwise it would starve? Or a freak show of death that literally wants to kill you for fun? Now that we talked about how both animals are set up in these movies, let's talk about the payoff, aka the big final battle that happens at the end of both movies. Now, the final battle in Jurassic World is epic as hell, tense as fuck, and has you on the edge of your seat throughout the whole thing. The way the T-Rex has that amazing entrance and brings back hope to the fight after all the raptors get killed, only for all that hope to get lost after the Indominus nearly kills it. And then that hope comes back after Blue is revealed to be alive and comes charging at the Indominus, just barely saving the Rex's life. And then the T-Rex and Blue have this awesome team up where they both push the Indominus near the Mosasaurus's tank. And then the Mosasaurus has like that amazing surprise entrance where it comes for that finishing blow. Is just, man, it's exactly what you would want a final fight to be like. And I also love how after the Indominus gets killed, the T-Rex and Blue have this like respectful nod and then they go their separate ways while the characters are just standing there in complete shock at what just happened. And it truly makes you feel like something big just went down. Now let's take a look at the fight in Jurassic World Dominion. So the characters go outside and run into the T-Rex. Then the Giganotosaurus magically shows up because, you know, we need the final battle to happen. The T-Rex and the Giga fight and the Giga wins. Then the Therizinosaurus shows up for some fucking reason. Like, why? Where did this nigga even come from? But like, whatever, right? Anyhow, then after a bit, the T-Rex gets back up, pushes the Giga into the Terry's claws, resulting in a brutal as fuck death. Like, holy shit, I actually felt bad for the Giga here. Then the T-Rex and the Therizinosaurus roar in victory, and the end. Yeah, as you can probably tell, this fight doesn't exactly carry the same impact that the fight in Jurassic World did. And the biggest reason for that is because of the lack of setup. As I previously stated, throughout the whole of Jurassic World, the Indominus Rex was set up as this remorseless murder machine, which made it satisfying to finally see it get a taste of its own medicine. And it was also kind of poetic how all these real dinosaurs came together to take down this man-made monstrosity. The Giganotosaurus, however, didn't really do anything. In fact, for most of the movie it was just chilling and minding its own business, which made this final battle seem like the T-Rex and the Therizinosaurus were just bullying the Giganotosaurus, if anything. And also, right, every dinosaur involved in the fight with the Indominus technically had a good reason to want to kill the Indominus. Blue the Velociraptor had just lost her entire pack, so understandably she wanted revenge. Rexy the T-Rex was about to die, so you know, she really had no choice but to team up with Blue. And then the Mosasaurus just saw an opportunity for an easy snack, I guess. It all comes together in the end. The fight in Jurassic World Dominion, however, is literally just a bunch of stuff happening for the sake of stuff happening. In short, setup is important, people. Jurassic World had good setup in it which resulted in good payoff. Jurassic World Dominion tried to have a payoff with no setup, and that's why the final battle feels so hollow and empty by comparison. So, right after all that talking, how would my smartass fix this situation? Well, in my opinion, the only way you can truly fix the Giganotosaurus in Dominion is by completely taking it out of the movie. Yup. Because let's face it, right, it's a cool dinosaur, don't get me wrong, it's always nice to see new dinosaurs in this franchise, but the only role it played in this movie is to be a rival dinosaur to the T-Rex. But the thing is, there already exists a dinosaur that perfectly plays that role and that fans have been wanting to see more of. I'm talking of course about the Spinosaurus here. Ever since Jurassic Park 3, fans have been dying to see a rematch between the T-Rex and the Spinosaurus. And yes, I know we technically did get it in the Netflix show Camp Cretaceous, but in my opinion that doesn't really count. Because seeing this fight happen on a kids' TV cartoon versus actually seeing it on the big screen are two completely different things. And also, right, considering that this movie is supposed to be this epic finale to this franchise, not having this rematch just feels wrong, honestly. So yeah, if I was making Jurassic World Dominion, I'd replace the Giganotosaurus with the Spinosaurus. And like, instantly, right, without even doing much, the movie would become 1,000 times better. Like, imagine seeing the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 face off against Rexy, the original T-Rex from the first ever Jurassic Park. That would easily make this fight one of the most memorable fights. Like, I think this fight would be even bigger than the fight with the Indominus, no joke. And also, right, take out the Therizinosaurus. Once again, cool dinosaur, but it has no place here. This fight should be a long, drawn-out battle, one-on-one, between the T-Rex and the Spinosaurus, who is truly the most powerful theropod in this franchise. Now, as for the winner, I'd probably go with the T-Rex this time, since, you know, the Spinosaurus already had its victory in Jurassic Park 3, and we all know how fans reacted to that, right? So, now imagine if the Spinosaurus won again and actually killed Rexy, the original T-Rex, right? Like, that thought alone scares me, man. So, yeah, I do think the T-Rex kind of deserves to win this time. And also, I'm tired of seeing the T-Rex get used as a punching bag for other dinosaurs to look cool. Like, the trope where the T-Rex goes up against another dinosaur that's larger and stronger than itself and then has to team up with another dinosaur to take it down is honestly getting old at this point. Like, just have this fight be a classic one-on-one, man. Like, and it could also be the fight where Rexy has her epic comeback after losing to the Indominus. She could, like, take what she learned from that fight, from fighting a dinosaur that's bigger and stronger, and then apply them to this fight. So it would kind of be like an underdog story for Rexy, right? And then after killing the Spinosaurus, she would be like avenging her homie, right? And carving her place once again as the queen of Jurassic Park. Like, how much more satisfying would that have been?